It's time for an all-new edition of BK Connect with Chris Sheeran moderating the discussion.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest and greatest edition of BK Connect here on the pregame show. Don't forget, if you want to get your voice heard here on BK Connect, you can follow us at Twitter, the Yes Network for Twitter, for Instagram and Facebook, and get your comment there by using the hashtag BK Connect. We have the band back together at Barclays Center. Chris Sheeran, of course, joined along with Devin Carperdian of the BrooklynGame.com and Rod Boone of Newsday. Guys, let's get right to the questions. We have a lot to discuss. The first one is, what would Lopez, D. Will, and Joe's value be if they were considering a trade? That's from @NetsBrooklyn via Twitter. Devin.
I mean, look, this is the big story now that the Nets want to get rid of their big three guys, or at least are willing to shop those big three guys. And it's going to be hard with their contracts, but I think as far as Darren goes, a really intriguing option for them is Sacramento. Vivek Ranadive is the owner out there. He's shown that he wants to make a splash and he wants to win now. They've already got DeMarcus Cousins. They've already got Rudy Gay. They could use a point guard like Darren Williams. They're willing to win now, and they have a lot of little pieces, a lot of young guys who could actually make sense for them. I think he's probably the most tradable, but there are some other guys who might be a little harder.
I think with Joe and with Brook, both those guys are hard to trade right now. They just owe too much money. With Joe, he's owed about $45 million over the next 2 years. That's kind of hard to trade that kind of contract. And then with Brook, his contract is about $16 million for next year as a player option, but he's been hurt a lot. So if you've been hurt a lot, have played in half the games over the last 3 or 4 seasons, who wants that kind of contract? So, I mean, I think those two guys are hard to move right about now, I would say.
Yeah, I think Brook is also a hard guy to fit in on a lot of other teams because he is such a specialized skill and gets hurt. I think with Joe, the only thing that really works for him is maybe Charlotte. He's a Jordan Brand guy. Jordan's an owner that could bring Lance Stevenson back to Brooklyn. But again, Stevenson may not be the highest character guy, and they really value high character guys here. So I don't really see those two guys making a move anytime soon.
And GM Billy King just said that he dispelled any of those rumors, saying they're not going to have a fire sale here in Brooklyn. We will see, but we'll go to our nenext question here. Why trade Kirilenko for nothing, having to throw in a pick and cash? Are we really trying to save money now? That's from @JBirdP5 on Twitter. Rod, what do you think?
I think the biggest thing with Kirilenko is he just declined rapidly, it seemed like, skills-wise. You know, he came in last year. Remember being in summer league. The Nets got him to kind of come here on a cheap contract. You know, but then he got here, got hurt, had back spasms, didn't really fit into the system for Jason Kidd. This year, Lionel Hollins get more playing time than he thought, but he just hasn't really played the way he thought he would play this year. He's too many turnovers, too many mistakes. He didn't work out the way I thought he would.
Yeah, he's struggling. I mean, he's not in the rotation. He's not going to play till February, March anyway because he has a personal matter. He makes $3 million, and the Nets don't want to spend that. This isn't even a cruel reminder that the league is a business. It's just a reminder that the league is a business. The Nets were able to save $11 or $12 million on this deal because he's not in the luxury tax. He's not playing. He's got a chance to be home. I think this is a good deal for all parties involved.
All right, a week ago, right now, at this moment, the Nets were coming off 2 straight wins against the Knicks at the Garden and the Spurs here at Barclays Center. They were 1 win away against the Hawks a week ago tonight from reaching 500 again, and we all know what happened. 3-game losing streak, and we also came off those comments from Greg Popovich, one of the best coaches in all of basketball, saying the Nets could be a monster. So what a difference a week makes. What's going on here?
I think they don't really show any belief in their system, it feels like. I feel like they run the kind of semblance of their offense, but when it starts to not work, they go into that ISO ball that we're so used to over these past few years. They go into, all sorts of different things that don't really work for their team. And that's kind of where you see the second halves kind of fall apart for this team. You see the second quarter and second half, things start to go downhill. You saw against the Chicago Bulls, they're up 10-1 and 20-8, and then lost by 25. Yeah. I mean, that just doesn't happen if you were able to run your system throughout the whole game.
And they only scored 29 points in that second half.
They haven't found, to me, that right mix of players just yet. You got to find right combinations, a starting 5 out there, a bench kind of rotation. I think right now it's still trying to search in who works well with each other out there on the court. Until they do that, they're going to kind of be helter-skelter out there, it seems like.
Yeah, and I'm not sure they have that fit on this team right now. I mean, last year you had Paul Pierce at the 4, you had Sean Livingston doing all sorts of weird things. They were able to mix it up when Brook Lopez went out, and they were able to succeed. I don't know if they have that with this roster. I think a change might be necessary. It's just going to be hard to find the right deal.
This is one of the big problems is Bojan Bogdanovic. He's starting, shooting guard for all these games. He hasn't played well at all, especially on the road. So if he's the guy you kept on your starting 5, not playing very well, can shoot the ball, it hurts you, obviously, rotation-wise as you go down the line.
And really quick, props to a net. Who is that, Rod?
Oh, Jared Jack, man. After the game tonight, he's going to fly onto ATL by himself. Didn't go to a graduation ceremony. Get his degree in Georgia Tech, which obviously you want to give him major props. Getting a degree, as we know, is not easy to do when you're an athlete playing different games. So then after that, go to Charlotte, play a game against the Hornets tomorrow. Then tough schedule, man. You got to give a guy a lot of props.
Congrats to him.
Congrats to him.
All right, for Rod Boone of Newsday and Devin Carpeting of the BrooklynGame.com, I'm Chris Sheeran. Jarrett Jack, props to you, buddy. That's all for BK Connect. We'll see you next time.